DOA, Dorward Outdoor Adventures.
As my 2021 hunting season came to a close without me filling the freezer or folding a tag, I started to think that it was an unsuccessful season. I felt deflated, physically and emotionally drained, and to be honest, somewhat embarrassed. I thought to myself, I put in my time. I worked so hard to do everything right, and I gave it all I had. Why wasn't I rewarded? I was patient. I stayed positive. I faced challenges, but tried not to get frustrated. Why didn't it all come together? I had recorded and captured hours of content during this past season and was thinking that I wouldn't be able to use any of it. As I completed my last hunt of the season, I set up the camera as I always do and tried to record my thoughts on the past 3 months. I wish I had lots of hunts, successful harvest to show you this season. However, I don't. Although my season didn't turn out how I envisioned it would, I tried to reflect on the journey that my season took me through. But to be honest with you, the pain of not harvesting anything after spending so much time and effort was still a little too fresh. I had waited a couple weeks after the season closed, and then I started going through my libraries of recorded footage that I had collected, which started way before the hunting season actually began. As I played and watched every video I'd collected, I was happily reminded of the many memories that I had created through my outdoor adventures over the past few months. With every video I watched, my smile grew a little bit bigger with every memory relived. My season started with my son Jax and some other close friends with our annual bear camp weekend in May. Always one of my most look forward to weekends of the year, where I can spend time with Jax as we ride the trails in his side-by-side, get stuck in the mud, and also get up close and personal with some great bears. And of course, you can't forget the camaraderie with lots of food and drinks and laughs around the fire each and every night with the entire group. As spring turns into summer, it's time for me to get out the trail cameras and start capturing the does and the new fawns, as well as the bucks who look great in their new velvet. I love running trail cameras as much as I love hunting, and being able to capture wildlife in its natural element to me is simply amazing. Watching animals grow and change throughout the summer and into fall is something that fascinates me. This year, I was able to capture and follow a great buck that I call Bambi. I first captured him on camera in June, and he made regular appearances all throughout the season, right up until I pulled my cameras on November 28th. I am hoping to find his sheds come spring, and will look forward to following him again next year. In September, Leon and I made our annual 10-day elk trip up to northern Alberta, where I have been successful for the past 2 consecutive seasons. Without being overconfident, I was really starting to believe that I had researched and practiced the art of elk communication and was getting pretty good at it. Unfortunately, the weather did not cooperate with us during our stay, which had extremely strong winds, rain, and hail almost daily. Although we found fresh sign and believed we were in the right areas, we didn't run into any elk until the last day, where Leon came within 20 yards of a legal bull, but he didn't present himself or stay long enough for a shot. Later on that evening, we were able to call in a spike bull to within 10 yards. We did, however, explore some new areas and came across a great little trapper's cabin that had everything one could ask for. We explored around it and in it, and we were amazed to see the craftsmanship that went into building it. I wondered to myself if only these walls could talk. Who built it? How long ago? Who has called this home for the night? And who has used it for shelter in the midst of a terrible storm? I can't wait to get back there and visit it again. In early October, I was able to bring out a first-time youth hunter that had never had a chance to experience hunting before. She was excited and hoped that I would be able to shoot something that evening. I had her give her best moose call several times.
You gotta go get louder. Louder. Oh. It didn't work.
But unfortunately, the moose didn't cooperate that night. The coyotes, however, kept us entertained with their howling for most of the evening. She did say she would definitely come with me again on another occasion. Later that month, I was invited on a weekend sheep hunt by my friend Justin. I had always thought about sheep hunting and loved seeing pictures that sheep hunters would share as they access such remote parts of the mountains and hoped to one day be a part of that. Justin and his friend Jacob gave me that opportunity to join them as Justin was doing some early scouting for a November ram lottery that he was successful for. We spent 2 days hiking and climbing steep terrain in extremely windy conditions. We eventually came across a herd of sheep that contained ewes and some young non-legal rams. Although I don't know too much about sheep hunting, I'm hoping to learn more and make it part of my regular hunting activities. I'm also very happy to report that Justin was successful in harvesting his ram during his November hunt. As November came, I continued to spend some time in the bow zone in hopes of a whitetail or moose, but I was also traveling quite regularly with the rifle to an area I have permission on to try and harvest an elk. I came close several times, but never quite close enough to seal the deal. The opportunities that presented themselves were either ruined by other hunters driving vehicles in the area, scaring off the herd, or I was too far away to make a confident shot. It did seem like every time Shanez would come out with me, we would be able to find elk. Although we were not able to fold a tag on an elk this year, it's always great getting outdoors with the ones you love. One other thing that I gained from this hunting season is something I never gave much thought to and didn't know would happen. Through social media and an online presence, I was able to connect with several other like-minded people who share the same passion as I do. I never thought that you could connect with people and build friendships and trust through online platforms. I was dead wrong. I have built new friendships, connected with people, and have had many in-depth conversations with others in the industry that I have a ton of respect for. I look forward to growing my friendships with them and can't wait to see what our futures hold. Although everyone will measure success differently, if you've had a successful season, I am truly happy for you. If you've had a season full of heartbreak and disappointment, I feel your pain and I wish you better luck next year. Looking back at my season, there was blood, although it be my own, sweat, and tears. There were some happy times and definitely some sad times, which is all part of the journey, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm already excited to see what next season holds, and I can't wait to share it all with you, right here on DOA, Dorward Outdoor Adventures.